Number 3, I'm going to share my whiteboard again. New slide. Here we go. Example for number 3. 1, 2, 3. Prove that A intersect A union B is equal to A. A intersect A union B is equal to A. This is the proof that we want to be doing this time. So 2 halves, 2 directions, forward direction. I'm going to write it down without talking. You guys write it down while I am doing this and see if we get the same thing. Forward direction. What's your need to show? A intersect A union B is a subset of A? Good, okay. All right, so let's go with, I don't know, let's let X live in A intersect A union B, and then I need to show that X lives in A. That's my forward direction, okay? Because X lives in A intersect A union B, give me a we know. What do you got for this one? What's your we know? Think about how intersect and union translate into words. So how are you going to do this? There it is. So we know X lives in A and X lives in A union B. Yes, we are good with both of those. We know X lives in A and X lives in A union B. Okay, here was my need to show. My need to show was that X lives in A. Have I gotten there? Do I know that X lives in A? People are nodding at me. Yes. Okay, therefore, X lives in A and A intersect A union B is a subset of A. We can go with as desired for the first half. That's fine. Don't get a smiley face yet because I'm only halfway done, but that was my first half of the proof. Easy, no problem. That one's the easy half. The other direction is not hard, but a little bit more going on here. Okay, write down your need to show for the backwards half of the proof. Again, I'll write it on the whiteboard. Write down your need to show for the backwards half of the proof for me, please. What do you got? I'm going to go with Y this time. Again, if you use X, it's not wrong, but going with Y helps me to remember that I don't have any prior knowledge from the previous part of the proof. I can't use anything that I had in the forwards direction. So we need to show that A is a subset of A intersect A union B. We're going to say let Y live in A, and I need to show that Y lives in A intersect A union B. That can also be turned into a need to show. So I need to show that Y lives in A and Y lives in A union B, right? Intersect goes with and. You should be very, very good by this point in time at changing your symbols for set theory to words. Intersect goes with and, union goes with or. So we need to show that Y lives in A and Y lives in A union B. Okay, clearly. I don't let you use clearly very often, but we can say clearly in this case. Clearly, Y lives in A. Yes? Clearly from up here, that's totally clear. We wrote it down once already. We can say clearly. Rare that you can say clearly, but this one you can. All right, and so we can also say because Y lives in A, we also know that Y lives in A or Y lives in B. I'm just adding an extra piece of information there. And this might seem random, but it's going to help me out because or goes with union. So Y lives in A union B, right? I can always add an or. That's just an extra piece of information, and that gets me the second half of what I was looking for. So we can finish. We'll go up over here. We can finish. We're close to done. Therefore, Y lives in A intersect A union B, and A is a subset of A intersect A union B as desired. I got Y living where I wanted it to, and so therefore I have subset in the opposite direction. Y lives in A intersect A union B, so A is a subset as desired. Hence, we are done. We just have to write down our final statement. A equals A intersect A union B as desired. And that gets me a gigantic smiley face at the very, very end. Okay, how's that one? Good? Questions? Anything? Great. Yes.
Where did you get the fact that because Y is in A, we also know that Y is in A or in Y or in B?
Yep. So two things are going on here. First is adding this or Y lives in B looks very, very random, right? Yeah. I am adding that because I want Y to live in A union B. So that's the reason I'm putting an or in here. That's the first thing. The second thing is an or means that one of those two things is true, or possibly both. One of the two parts of the or has to be true. I know the first part of the or is true, so I can just add something else, and then the or is going to be true as well. Does that answer your question?
So the or doesn't really impact anything, but we need it to look like that.
Exactly. The or does not add any information. The or doesn't really tell you anything new, but you need it in order to get Y living where it's supposed to. Okay. Yes, exactly. Other questions on this one? Other ones? Anybody, anything? Okay, how you feeling about these? Good-ish? Yes, mostly? Good? Okay. All right, I am going to